Okay, test. 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 Can you guys hear this now? Is this working? I've seen the bar go up and down now. Okay, cool. All right. Apparently OBS is a giant piece of shit. So anyway, all right. So okay, so who's been picked up so far? Vala, etc, Brightwing. Vala, after her rework, she does seem to be very strong. Um, okay, all right. I guess I'm all good now. But hey, not surprisingly, Malfurion picked up by Balloon Granta Strength. Malfurion, I haven't checked it right before this, but when I checked it yesterday, Malfurion top win rate hero in the game. So his buffs very powerful, and I think the fact that he's paired up with KT, someone who has fairly long cooldowns, is going to be a very good pairing. Innervate makes cooldown reductions. Basically, it reduces the cooldown. It reduces the timer on your cooldowns by 50% while Innervate is active. So someone like Jaina, KT, even someone like Stitches, who has Hook on a 15-second cooldown, I think Malfurion could pair up very well with. But Johanna also picked out so far a tremendous amount of wave clear on the side of Balloon Granta's Strength. They have Zagara, who's fairly good on the shrines, but they have KT, Johanna, even Malfurion. If he takes the Moonfire build at 113 to 16, can very quickly clear out the shrines. But Jaina is picked up by Off-Brand Serial. So they have Vala, who got some reworks and is evidently very strong right now. Of course, same with Malfurion. ETC, I've heard some conflicting opinions about whether or not ETC is more powerful or if he's weaker, but I'm going to trust the opinion of the guru of Chair League, Cavalier Guest, who doesn't seem to think he's nearly as strong as he was before. I think because of the nerfs to Power Slide, which is the main reason to take him before. But so far, it's triple ranged on the side of Off-Brand Serial. Probably need another frontliner to even that out. Maybe, I was going to say maybe Azul, but he was actually banned out by Balloon Granta Strength. It's actually Nova. Interesting. So far, there are three very nice and squishy heroes on the side of Balloon Granta Strength, so possibly gives Nova an opening to do some work. I believe this is best of one, so yeah, this is Division 1, so I think it's only the pro games that are best of 3. And Shen picked up by Balloon Granta Strength, so I think Malfurion and Chen are the two big winners in the most recent patch, so it'll be interesting to see how well they can effectively use them. So very interesting, very interesting. Okay, so just waiting on both teams now to ready up. These guys were so ready to go that they already had the lobby all set up and made it on their own. So. So I'm just going to wait on them to start the game. Seen a lot of portrait synergy on the side of Off-Brand Serial, who ironically all have well, except for one person. Ironically, they all have the Malfurion portraits, whereas Balloon Granta Strength, no Malfurion portraits, so we'll have to see if that comes back to haunt them. I have no idea which team Hate Mountain is. That seems like a very unfair name to one of the teams. No, we're not about hate mountains here in Share Lake. We're about love mountains. So. But there's definitely a lot more shrine clear potential on the side of Balloon Grant us Strength. Offbrand Zero, they're going to have to rely on picks. They're going to have to rely on getting kills and basically forcing the other team out of the shrine by killing them. So they're going to really need their Nova to do a lot of work. They're going to need ETC to really get in there and make some plays.
I'm here to help.
Get some stuns out. Hey, don't judge. Alright, but I think we are about ready to go here. It says everyone's ready. Whoever the host is have to start the game, which I believe is Alakite? Oh, it's just I think this one's the game scene. There we go. But alright, it is going to be Alakite on Jaina, Freezebug on Nova, Trash Queen on Brightwing, Double J on ETC, and Mad Buddha on Vala. And then for Balloon Grant us Strength, it is going to be Mr. Arigato on Shen, Burt Macklin on Kael'thas, Jix on Johanna, Junko on Zagara, and Tommy B514 on Malfurion. Who I would expect to be the MVP on a team named Balloon Grant us Strength. I would have also accepted a Loon Grant us Strength. You know, Loon. So for a while I've thought this, like if they're gonna have like Asmodan and Diablo, you know, like gods from the Diablo universe in the game, just put a Loon in the game. Just have an actual Night Elf god in the game. I mean, why not? Her and Malfurion and Tyrande could have nice interactions at the beginning of the game. Be fun. Someday this will all load. So it's looking like both teams are going to elect to all meet in the middle. And this is a map that is small enough for you to do 4-man rotation, so both teams, if they want to go meet mid, clear the wave, and then rotate to one of the other lanes, that's certainly something they could do on this map. And I would expect to see a 4-man rotation out of the side of Balloon Grant us Strength, just because they have more wave clear, and also to keep them safe from being picked off by Nova and Jaina. It's a lot harder to get picks when the entire team is all in a group. But so far, not too much going on in the middle lane. A lot of poking. Zagara setting up a lot of creep here in the middle. But Power Slide comes down on ETC. It goes off on Johanna, who is going to be just fine. Iron Skin was available. It's looking like Zagara going to shift down to the bottom lane while getting up a little bit more creep. She has the creep up in a really great spot, so basically it's difficult for the other team to rotate down on her and get a pick. The only way you can do it without being seen is either to be super aggressive, going through this way, or going the safe way, in which case she has plenty of time to get away. Well, it's looking like no picks are going to happen. We are playing awfully back. Has Malfurion around to keep her topped off and safe. So I think the blue team may have missed out on some soak. Yeah, they did have four men down there trying to get a pick, unable to get one. And I think they may have stayed a little bit too long, so that these minions got up to the gate and were killed before any of them were in range. But big power slide goes off on Zagara, and she is not going to get away. And down she goes. So that pick into this a little bit of additional soak is going to give off-brand cereal level 4 before the other team going into this first shrine phase. But they've only gotten the one pick so far, and Zagara, due to the early game death timers, is going to be right back. And certainly there is much more shrine clear potential on the side of Balloon grants us strength, so I would fully anticipate the shrine going over to the red team. But we shall see. So far, ETC and Vala doing a good job of controlling the shrine and really zoning out anyone who wants to get in there and try to clear out the little shrine creeps. Shen going in, but is polymorphed and unable to continue drinking, giving his liver a nice break. But Zagara out awfully far and gets blown up by Jaina. Kona Cole just absolutely obliterating her. And Johanna falls as well. So far, those two kills are going to almost decidedly secure the shrine for off-brand cereal. Chen getting awfully low. He really doesn't want to stick around there too much more. But Malfurion doing the right thing, going down into the mid lane to try and soak. And now doing not the right thing and leaving it. Okay, he's going back. Yeah, if you're going to give up the shrine, I mean, you want to make sure that you're at least getting value out of giving it up. So, you know, you want to go soak, go get camps, go do something. But the Punisher baited over by Johanna, jumps over. And it's going to go down fairly quickly. It's looking like what the front wall is going to go down. But that's about it. But so far, a very decided advantage for off-brand cereal. Yeah, they have almost a full level lead. They're about to hit the level 7 talent tier. But Balloon grants us strength. They have a tremendous amount of wave clear, so as long as they're soaking lanes and clearing waves, they're never going to fall too far behind. Meanwhile, Zagara and Brightwing in the bottom lane. ETC and Jaina, they're choosing to grab this camp now. I wonder if they're going to not cap it. Just let it sit there. No, it looks like they're going to cap it out right now. The only reason I don't know about that decision is because now the red team has a chance to blow it up before the shrine phase. If they waited to cap that before the next shrine, then basically the red team would have a tough decision to make. Do they let the camp push, or do they go clear it and fall behind on the temple? But it's looking like these shamans are not going to get too much value. And well, not too much else going on the map. Zagara is pushing in bottom rather hard. Poor Trash Queen on the little fairy dragon can sustain in the lane, but just doesn't have the wave clear and lane presence that Zagara does. So the next shrine coming up. And both teams, they're on the same talent tier, and it's looking like off-brand Stuart, they're probably not going to hit level 10 before this shrine finishes, so Balloon grants us strength. They have a chance to take this. If they're aggressive, if they play their cards right, they're on an even talent tier, so there's certainly a chance to make something happen. Johanna going in aggressively. Chen right behind her. Chen diving on Vala, who's going to just vault right out of there. But so far, Chen and Johanna, they're doing a good job of aggressively zoning out for the rest of their team. So far, this is even, but only half a level away from 10. is off-brand cereal, so they could maybe try and soak the 10 and then re-engage here in the shrine. But no, I don't think there's any need for that because Chen is just immediately blown up, goes in a little bit too far, and ends up falling. I think he may have gotten polymorph, so he couldn't drink and keep his shields up. KT trying to delay the inevitable. Trying to steal a few shrine minions, but ultimately it's probably not going to matter. Unless ETC falls, in which case then it definitely matters. Only 2 away is Balloon grants a strength. They only need 1 more, and they take it! Wow, they had to trade Malfurion to get that, but they managed to secure the Punisher despite level 10 being reached by off-brand cereal. ETC did fall, which kind of allowed that all to happen. Oh, but a pause is happening. Maybe someone having some disconnect issues? Oh, okay. Alakite is lagging. But yeah, I think level 10 was reached by the side of off-brand cereal, and then ETC got blown up. So he may have been going for an aggressive mosh pit. Let's see, he did take mosh pit, right? Yeah, he did. So it may have been in there a little deep, and ended up getting blown up. So. But Balloon not going to be able to do too much without Malfurion. They really can't sustain in this kind of push. But I do think this Punisher is going to get a good deal of work done. Neither of these towers have ammo. Well, it has 1 shot left. So basically half of the kill potential against this Punisher is gone. So it's probably going to beat up on that fort fairly well. I believe Alakite's still lagging. So let's see, what is everyone else selected to do? So Johanna has elected to go soak, which I think is good. I mean, Malfurion is dead at the moment, so it can't really have any kind of aggressive push. And Johanna still does have very good wave clear, even without Night Take spawn. So, you know, she could probably soak this wave, rotate up, get that wave. We do see Nova going up to harass a little bit. Don't think she's going to be able to pick off Johanna. She is a fairly tanky tank, so. Now, we still do see the top wave push fairly far for the blue team. But I still feel like if they cap the Bruiser camp a little bit later, like maybe 15 seconds before the shrine came up, I mean, this could have easily been the fort. This could have been this tower. This could have been that well. Okay. But we're good to go once again. So this front wall is certainly going to go down. And because those towers were out of ammo, I mean, it's almost like having a Sylvanas on your team. Almost. Nothing's quite that good. But we may see this fort go down. And the Punisher still has some life left. Yeah, this bottom fort's going to fall. So even though Malfurion died in the process, that Punisher really ended up being huge for them. And I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that this was the bottom lane where Zagara was pushing. All of her pushing, all the stuff she threw at this wall, depleted the ammo. So by the time the Punisher got here, was really able to do a lot of work. So far both of the bottom siege camps being picked up by both teams. Each team getting their respective camp at pretty much the exact same time. Meanwhile, Zagara up in the top lane, deep pushing that a little bit. Her job in the bottom lane is done. Bottom fort is gone, so she's now concentrating on another lane. Of course, she did take Nidus Network, so she can pretty much push all the lanes everywhere. Ooh, an aggressive 5-man push by Balloon Grants strength. The dive and barrel goes off on Jaina, who dies, but not before delivering a big 4-man Ring of Frost. But fortunately, her team not able to capitalizing. Although it's looking like Johanna actually ends up falling, so in the end it ends up being a 1-for-1 trade. A little bit surprising to see. I would have thought everyone on the side of Balloon would have gotten out of there after that, but maybe stayed a little bit too long and ended up getting picked. You know, the next shrine is activating in the top lane. I would say neither team really has a big advantage for this yet, but oh, a big power slide and Mosh Pit goes down just to secure the kill on ETC or sorry, KT. Looking like he probably was gonna go down anyway, even without Mosh Pit, but I think just ensuring the kill is probably a smart thing to do. And the power slide, even with the extra range built in, not enough to catch up to Chen and interrupt his drinking, but that's okay because they managed to pick off Malfurion. So far a couple quick kills on the side of off-brand Serial. But Balloon trying to answer back with a pick of their own, trying to get Vala, but they actually are going to get, and they're going to get Brightwing too. So Chen with that aggressive dive and barrel on Vala. Actually manages to secure two. Brightwing, in going in to try and save her teammate Vala, actually ended up dying as well, so... You know, to me, that's always one of the tricky things to support. You know, it's like, you want to save your team, but sometimes, like, they're just dead, and there's nothing you can do about it. And if you try and save them, you're just going to end up getting yourself killed as well. But strangely enough, a lot of times it's good for morale for the team. I mean, if you don't try and save them, they're mad that you didn't try and save them, but then if you do try and save them, you die. So it's just not a good situation. But Johanna, drawing the ire of the entire enemy team, is unable to tank through all of that. And Johanna falls. So just when it was looking like Balloon was in a really good position, they once again give the advantage back. So I would expect the Shrine to fairly decidedly go over to off-brand Serial at this point. Chen diving in. Balloon has to be really careful. This is a 4-on-5. It's pretty difficult to... This would be a nearly impossible fight to win, so I'd really like to see them get out of there before something disastrous happen, like a 3-man Ring of Frost. But Chen is going to try and barrel out of there, but it's not going to be enough. He is going to fall. And Johanna, if I would just be soaking at this point, I would try to stop the bleeding. Oh, and Nova using her what is it, covert mission, is going to go over there and steal the Bruiser camp. Yeah, that's a pretty interesting talent that Nova has now. It really kind of mitigates her lack of wave clear a little bit. Her being able to go and steal those camps now. A lot of those bribe talents are really good now. I really like Pixie Charm on Brightwing. Especially if you're going the trait build, but anyway, while I say all of that, this top Punisher is absolutely doing work. The top keep wall is gone down. Dives on Chen, but he's not going to matter too much. Just kidding. He is actually going to be blown up completely. You know what? A giant 3-man mosh pit goes down. The orbital strike comes down from Nova. This should be game. This should be game. They have a full 20 seconds where it's going to be a 5-on-1. That's going to be game. GG. Wow, that actually ended up being a very quick game. I think ultimately this just came down to Balloon just getting picked off too much, maybe being a little aggressive when probably wasn't in their favor to do so. You know, they're trying to take a lot of fights 4-on-5, which I would never recommend. But yeah, you know, I had a match a couple weeks ago, I think, where it was Battlefield of Eternity. And one team drafted a comp to basically win the Immortal race, and another drafted a teamfight comp. And not surprisingly, the teamfight comp won. You know, because, I mean, you can't really secure the objective if the other team is harassing you and really has the ability to win a fight. So, I mean, I kind of think 9 times out of 10, it is the... Here is... Am I here? Okay. I think 9 times out of 10, the teamfight comp is going to win. I mean, this game is basically crafted in such a way, designed in such a way that you can't really win if you can't teamfight. Yeah, the other team is, you know, it's very hard to secure objectives if the other team could basically just run up to you and kill you. So... I mean, I do think there were some positional mistakes, but, you know. Ultimately, Off-Brand Cereal, they won the team fights and ultimately won the game. So, anyway, congratulations to them. They will move on and be a higher rank within Division 1. But yeah, I thought that was a well-played game. So... All right, cool. Well, that is going to do it for me for tonight. I thank you all for watching. There will be a VOD of this up fairly soon. Probably put that up tonight. But you can subscribe to my channel on YouTube to basically see that VOD and any others. But you'll get a notification when it goes up. And also subscribe to me here on Twitch if you want to see more of my casts. So. Anyway, I thank you guys for watching. That is going to do it for me for tonight. Thanks.